What's going on, YouTube? My name is Skill87. Today I'm going to be reviewing for the PlayStation 3 Dragon's Crown. See, this game came out at a really good time because something we gamers experience every year, it's called the summer drought, is when the big time companies don't release games at all because they feel that they won't make enough money. And that gives companies that are either, not as well known or can't really afford to release their games during the winter season, because that's when all the big boys come out. Now, if you have a PlayStation 3 and you've been itching for some RPGs, this summer's going to be really good to you, because not only has Atlus sprung us Dragon's Crown, there's also Tales of Xillia. Two exclusives, both RPGs, only on PlayStation 3. So that's pretty fucking badass right there. So let's talk about this game, why I feel it's awesome, why you should definitely pick it up, and a little bit about the controversy the game's receiving, mainly by flat-chested feminists who, the world just doesn't seem to give a fuck about them because they have no giant titties and they really can't go nowhere in life because no one really gives a fuck about a woman with a small-ass chest. This game's made by Atlus. This is the seal of motherfucking approval right here. Atlus always releases great games. Great games. What makes this game really stand out, and another thing that really made it such a fun experience for the 15 hours I played until I beat the game, is that it manages to take a lot of what I remember gaming when I was a young kid and mesh it with modern day online mechanics for a nice, smooth, arcade-like experience. Dragon's Crown is a 2D side-scroller with fully drawn out, graphic design. Fully drawn out art style. Like a typical Japanese game or something by Atlus, everything is exaggerated. Women have humongous, luscious ass titties that can feed all the starving children in fucking Cambodia. Not size D, double D, triple D. It's size Z, bro. Big fucking titties. You just want to dip your fucking face in, bro. And then the men have like Tarzan-like bodies. Like it's fucking great. Then they have like normal looking dudes. Like they have a wizard with the guy I played as. He looks like Sephiroth almost. And then you have like a very petite, like little elf girl that plays the archer, but then you have like an Amazoness with humongous thighs and a big ass. The sorceress has humongous tits. The knight and the fucking dwarf look exaggerated as shit, but that's the point of the game. Everything about the game is really exaggerated. Like all female warriors look gorgeous. All the men look like something out of a fucking like a woman's just dream world. It's awesome. Like it's sexualized both ways, and it's fantastic. Great game, great art style, great a lot basically. So what's the game about? The game has a very simple story. It's similar to how side scrolls back. Similar to how games were back in the day. You go to the arcade. You played like Golden Axe, shit like that. Gauntlet Legends, if I got that correct. There's just those 2D side scrollers. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Very simple. Insert the quarter. 30 seconds of a story introduction. You play for hours. You get like a 10-second ending. That's pretty much what this game is. Okay. You pick your character. Nothing explains about your fucking character really at all. And after you do some customization here and there, you embark on a quest to stop the ancient dragon. And then when you actually beat the game, you find out more about the character you chose. What's really interesting about the game is once you beat the game's not actually over. There's like a new game plus and a new game plus in a sense. Once you beat the game, you're told that you have to go back to the stages again and complete similar trials. And then you have to do it a third time, then you actually beat the game. I'm not going to spoil too much, but that's pretty much how it is. The game's max level is level 99. Your first playthrough, your character's going to get to about level 30-something. Then the game gets harder, you go from 30 to 60-something, then from 60 to level 99. What's really interesting about this is when you first start the game off, there's no online mode. You have to play the game with AI partners. And this is actually really good because it forces you to learn the game. It forces you to learn the game. And then once you're halfway through the main single-player quest, you unlock network mode. And what network mode really does is it really simulates what it's like to be playing in an arcade. There's no party system in this game. You don't invite your friends to play this game with you. Similar to Demon's Souls and Dark Souls, the game tells you who you're going to play with. And this adds a lot of... I like that. I like that formula. I like playing with my friends, but I also like it when a game has balls and tells you, okay, so here's what we're going to do, and you're going to work with it, and you're actually going to like it. And I actually did like the feeling of this game. What the game does is it tries to simulate what it's like to play in an arcade. While you're playing, your AI partners who actually do help you, if someone joins your server, that AI character will kind of like just run off screen, and then the other character will jump on the top of the screen, similar to the way you're playing Gauntlet Legends in an arcade. The guy hits a quarter, guy just jumps into the fucking screen, all the enemies fall to the ground, and you continue to play with them. And it's really interesting because it happens so quickly and it happens so smoothly. You sometimes don't even realize that the three other people that just helped you complete this quest were actually human beings. If you don't really pay attention to the characters' names, you might not ever notice that they have PSN IDs and shit like that. Because that's how smooth it is. That's how the network system works. It's crazy how day one this game's released and I had no network issues at all. I played the game. When I got through halfway, it said you have unlocked network mode. I turned it on, and while I'm playing, I'm noticing my characters are acting differently. My AI partners, I thought they were AI partners, they're being controlled by real players. And then once the quest is over, you have the option to continue playing with the same people at the risk of, all your potions and magic that you use, they're not going to be replenished, or you can go back to town. If you choose to continue playing with the people that you teamed up with, you get more bonuses. You get more bonuses for playing for extended periods of time without going back to town and setting up your gear and buying new shit and repairing. And if you choose to go back to town, the town works like a central hub, and once you embark on a new journey, the game will randomly throw you into a server, or people randomly join your game to help you out for a short period of time. This works. This really helps simulate what it's like to play, in a regular arcade, right? People help you to keep it moving. I actually enjoyed this a lot. I enjoyed the concept of there are 6 classes in this game, and each class has their own unique playstyle. Okay, you got your Amazon class, which is the game's warrior. She's this woman that wields a giant axe. She causes all types of melee havoc. You got the knight that works like the game's tank. You got the elf that she works like the game's archer. You got the wizard, who's completely overpowered as fuck. You got the sorceress, who is a mixture of wizard and support mage. And then you got this dwarf that works as a grappler. He just throws shit everywhere on the screen. As you progress through the game, you unlock, as you level up, you unlock skill points. And you use your skill points to build your character on 2 different skill trees. And your character is developed to your liking, okay? And you also unlock money. You earn money. You use money to either buy buffs from a temple. You can use it to repair your gear, buy items, and then use it to appraise items you found, randomly in the world. You can then share these items with all your characters. You can share, and it's just fucking great. What I don't like about the game is loot can be stolen. Like whatever loot appears on screen, that's up for grabs. Okay, so if you're playing with these randoms and you open up a chest, make an effort to grab some loot, because people will either take your health items or your loot. But other than that small little annoyance, the game's great. 2D side scroller. The worlds are wonderfully drawn out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Combat's excellent. The narrator's fucking badass. The bosses in this game are great because every boss is different. The first boss is simple enough, right? Then you get to the next boss and the boss after that, and it becomes challenging and even more challenging and more challenging. And not because you just got to simply kill them, because bosses eventually become mini games. You have to follow certain fucking guidelines to being the boss. Certain bosses will have you traversing the environment. Certain bosses chase you. It's like the game did a good job at just making all the boss fights so memorable that you don't care that if you find these bosses several times and doing side quests. Side quests in this game are really simple. You simply go back to a stage, do a little quest on the side, pick up a certain item, use certain magic, kill a certain enemy, and you gain skill points. Doing side quests is the best way to earn skill points, so you're gonna find yourself taking a couple hours out of your game time to do side quests to earn more skill points for your character, so he's more buffed than so he gets more buffed out, more decked out basically. The game is a simple RPG system. The game has great combat. The game looks and plays smoothly. The game has a wonderful medieval soundtrack. The character customization is simple, but offers enough. You can change the character, the name. There's preset messages. There's no voiceover in this game. There's no voice chat in this game. So there's preset messages you can set. You can customize your character's fucking name to the point where you have letters being slanted and shit like that. All the little things that just make an arcade experience fun are here. I like the fact that Atlas once again shows that they're ballsy as shit. Atlas, they don't ever have big budgets. None of the games are big budget. Catherine, Demon's Souls, Dark Souls, Dragon's Crown are all low budget games. Yet the games are all fucking fantastic, and they all receive single, double, and even AAA scores. Why? Because Atlas knows what the fuck they're doing. Dragon's Crown is a game that has balls. You have giant fucking titties, no party system, but a very smooth and awesome online system, and little things that just make for an awesome arcade-like experience. It's not often we get games like this. It's been years actually since we got games like, got a game like this. Atlas once again shows that they're willing to take risks and show you different ways to play a game. Not every game you buy has to be the same. Sometimes it gets boring. You know you always buy an FPS and it's always the same as the other FPS. You buy Dragon's Crown, it's gonna be a fresh breath of air. That's what I really truly enjoyed about this game. I don't like 2D side scrollers. I never did like 2D side scrollers, but I enjoyed this one so much. It was such a fresh breath of air. It was different and familiar at the same time. Like I said, wonderful all around. Great controls, soundtrack, characters, animations, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fucking game. Arcade style multiplayer, excellent replay value, excellent replay value. New Game Plus Plus. So much to talk about this game. Not enough interest to get in one video, but yeah, definitely pick it up. Definitely. Dragon's Crown for the PlayStation 3, exclusive, brought to you by motherfucking Atlas. A great game to play during the summer. I'll try to get my review for Tales of Xillia out by next week if I actually manage to beat it. The Tales games are always long, but I just have to get this review out there because Dragon's Crown deserves to be played. It deserves to be paid for in full. It's just one of the games, man. Especially if you like couch co-op. This game is a wonderful couch co-op game. You can set up AI people to help you and your real life friend, and those AI partners get replaced by real life players on the go. Real fun game. It's outstanding. Thank you, Atlas, for the wonderful game. I'm truly enjoying it. Like I'm still playing this shit. Even though I beat the game, I'm gonna play as the warrior. I'm gonna play as the elf. I'm gonna play as the big titty sorceress. And for all the women complaining about this game that they feel that the media and Dragon's Crown, like exaggerate shit like that, stop. I seriously despise feminists with everything inside me. I seriously do. What is wrong with giant titties? There's nothing wrong with giant titties. There is not a single place on this earth where giant titties are not accepted. There is not a single religion where giant titties are not accepted. So feminists, please stop your nonsense talking about how you're always sexualized and things like that. Yeah, because you're sexualized because you're fucking sexy. Okay? It is what it is. If you don't want motherfucker, these are the same women that have big titties, and then when a man looks at them, they go, "What are you looking at?" Like, bitch, you have them out in the fucking open, bro. I'm gonna look at your fucking titties. It is what it is. You don't want the world looking at your chest, and don't put your chest out in the open or get some breast reduction. Because I'm trying to be nice. I appreciate said titties, but you don't appreciate them obviously, so you should get them fucking cut the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? That's me ranting. Yeah, like I said, Dragon's Crown, PS3, 9 out of 10. Pick this shit up. Great game. Atlas. Tales of Xillia review next week. Deuces.